red. Hey YouTube, Sandy Frank here. Today, going to be talking about, on today's episode of Hobby Talk Tuesday, I want to talk about how to carefully and safely sleeve your cards, and if you're going to put them in a binder, what kind of binders to use and how to put them in binders and that sort of thing. And also showing some of the reasons why you want to do things, the right way, especially if you are planning on possibly grading any of your cards someday, or you just want to keep them as mint as possible. So first, let's talk about sleeving a card. Now, I'm going to show you, here's just a card. It's just a Pokemon card. You can use the same strategy with all sports cards, whatever, Star Wars cards. So I like to use like a nicer brand sleeve. Like this is Ultra Pro. They're just called penny sleeves. You get them, that's what they are. There's 100 sleeves in a pack, and you should not be paying more than $1. That's why they call them penny sleeves. So there they are, nice clear plastic. And if you watch my videos, you know if I hit a nice card, I instantly put it in a penny sleeve. So what you do, I just kind of like do this where it makes a little opening in the sleeve, just like that, and then get one of the corners in there, and then just let it slide in. You don't want to try to force it in there, and I'll show you why. You don't ever want to force a card in there. As you can see, now the card's all nice and protected. If you dropped it or something like that, it's not going to ding it. Also keeps you from getting fingerprints on the card. Very important to sleeve your nice cards. I know it takes a little extra second or two, but believe me, it's worth it. Now, I do want to show you, before I talk about binders, I want to show you this picture. This is a picture of a card that possibly someone wasn't careful putting it in the sleeve. This is a card that I just picked up from the local hobby shop. Now, if you can see that corner, now to the naked eye, that corner did not look too bad, but when you blow it up, magnify it, look at how rough that corner is. And that possibly would have happened if someone was putting it in a sleeve and not like making a nice opening for the sleeve and just kind of forcing it in a sleeve. You can do that to your corners, and obviously you do that to your corners, that is really going to hurt the grade of your card. So I'll show you if that does happen, and not to freak out. There is some things you can do, and I just learned this hot tip from the local hobby shop, and I'm going to use it with this card. I actually end up buying that card. It is this card. It is a Fernando Tatis rookie card. Got an excellent deal on it, and what they suggested was very carefully smooth out that corner. How that little bit of paper had popped up and made the corner look bad. Like if you would have sent in like that to PSA, I guarantee you it would not get higher than a PSA 8. They suggested taking one of these screw holders. Now you got to get ones that do not have, I would suggest a new one also, because if you have old ones, they might have like dust inside, and when you clamp this screw down holder on top of the card, you could leave indents on your card, and now you have a PSA 6 or 7 card. So definitely I would try that with a nice card with a new screw down holder. You can get these for like $1 or $2. They're just clear plastic. Let me take it out of this sleeve. I just have it in the sleeve because I don't want to scratch up this screw down holder. As you can see, nice acrylic plastic. It's got screws on each corner. It's flat pieces of plastic that will smooth out this card. You can do this like with a warp card too, I imagine, to try to straighten out a card. Very smart little tip that they gave me there. So look at that card. I think it is slightly off center, but it might still be within the parameters. And look at the same corner. as you can see, that corner looks perfect now. That's the exact same corner that I showed you. Here, let me just bring it up on the side-by-side view. Okay. Blow up this picture. That same corner, now, look at it. Just absolutely beautiful. And I thought that there might be a little bit issue with that corner, so I just kind of straightened that corner up just a little bit. And they suggest putting it in one of these for, you know, if you're in a rush, like I'd leave it in there a couple days. That helps really solidify those corners, and kind of lets that baseball cards are made out of paper. So if you impress a piece of paper, it's going to hold that shape the longer you impress it. So I'm actually going to wait till PSA opens up again, and so I'm going to leave it in this for a long time, just so there's no point of taking it out of this. I'm going to leave it in my screw gun holder. It's safe here. It's probably a lot safer to have it in this than even like a card saver. So when the time comes, and by the way, the reason I bought this, guys, just as a side note, this is a French text Fernando Tatis Jr. Check that out. It is the French text version. It has English and French. As you can see, the languages there. Very tough pull. I think if I can get a PSA 10 out of this card, it's going to be a really nice investment. I believe I paid $90, so I was able to get it for like under $100, which I thought was a steal, even with that corner. I mean, even if this card gets a PSA 9, I will have done very well. But I'm in no rush to grade it. I basically want to keep it for myself, so and just let Tatis continue to be awesome. And this card will always go up in value, I think. Now, if he starts doing terrible, then not a good move. But I mainly wanted to show you this for that little tip. Like if you have a ding corner, you accidentally ding one of your corners put in a sleeve, there is a way you might be able to save it. And when I eventually grade this, I'll bring up all this so we can look back and see if this worked to help get a better grade. Anyway, that's kind of a side note, but back to this. Okay, so now you got your card sleeved. Now, it's just a card that you want to enjoy in a binder. Now, this is another thing. Well, if you do, use a 3-ring binder. Now, a 3-ring binder is this. Let me move Chunky Pikachu out of the way, but over here, and Captain Pikachu. So a 3-ring binder, as you can see, it's one of these things. See how it's the 3 big rings, and you put cards in it, in these types of card sleeves that float on these 3-ring binders. This is how I always thought was a good way to store my cards, but it is actually not. And I'll tell you why. There's a sleeve in there. Because if your sleeve ends up like this, look how, I'll move my camera here. If you'll notice, look how that rides on that metal ring. And if you close that binder, especially if like there's a few pages like that, I mean, that's not very hard for your pages to go like that. You're going to get what's called binder dents. And if you get a binder dent on your card, you have basically caused that card to go from a potential PSA 10 to a PSA 6 or 7. And I'll show you an example of this. An example of a card that has a binder dent. Now, I didn't see this binder dent, but when I got it back, beautiful card, very rare card, Arceus Level X, from the Platinum series, Platinum Arceus series. Gorgeous card, no scratches, beautiful. I was like, wow, I can't wait to get this graded. I got it and it was a PSA 7. I was like, what in the world? So I looked on the back, and sure enough, there's binder dents. And that is a binder dent. If you can see, look in the light, see those little indentions right there on the card? That was caused by those rings on the binder. And that caused my card to get a PSA 7. I don't think there's any way to fix that. Once you get binder, oh, you can see them really good right there. If I can get the light just right. Right there. Right there. Just several of them right there where that ring was touching the back of that card. So very unfortunate, and I still love the card. I mean, it looks beautiful from the front, but it will never grade higher than PSA 7 because of those binder dents. So to avoid that, and if you want to keep your cards in a binder, I suggest this. Now, my local gaming store, I've been waiting for them to get this in stock. It is an awesome binder. This is my favorite binder of all binders. It's made by Ultra Pro. Oh, in case you guys are looking for one, there is the UPC symbol for that binder. Because it's very hard to find these. Because obviously, anybody that collects Pokemon cards, they love putting them in these. I mean, it looks like a Pokeball. It's got the Pokemon logo in the back. It's beautiful. So this is what you want to put your nice cards in. And you can get, you know, they're not all looking like Pokemon balls. You can get like different color ones made for your baseball cards or football cards that you want to keep in a binder. And it has this nice little elastic dust sleeve that wraps around and keeps your binder from opening. So you just simply move that. Now you can open it. Now I want to show you. As you can see, let's just open it like to the next page. As you can see, there are no rings. This binder is built with a quality that they do not use rings. So you have no chance of getting binder dents on your cards. So that's really cool. And another nice thing, the next part of this, I'm going to talk about how to put your cards into your binder. Especially if you're using this type of binder. Now, there's 9 pockets here for your cards. I forgot how to do this. Okay, there we go. So there's a little slit here. And on this side, the slit is over here so the card doesn't fly out the side. They engineered these perfect for cards. So the card cannot fall out the side. But these over here, this one has the slit there and this one has a slit there. These are so quality. I mean, put your card in a sleeve and we're back. Sorry about that. Had a camera malfunction. So, had a little intermission there. So, we were at the point of putting the card into the binder. Now, this is an Ultra Pro binder, I was just about to say, and here's the sleeve. And these are Ultra Pro sleeves, so they work perfectly with this, but I'm sure any type of penny sleeve, as long as it's quality, will work this way. So, just take your card. This is where the opening is, and as you can see, just very easily slides into there. And it's nice and protected. You can probably just put cards in there without sleeves, but I like to put the sleeve on there. Just keeps it from moving around, getting excess scratches. You know, it's not perfect, of course, but you stand a chance to keep the card nice over the years. And these are pretty, there's not a lot of room for the card to slide around in these. And you can use your Pokemon sleeves also. They make sleeves that you can do that with. And as you can see, I'll put a couple more in to show you how simple this is. Okay, we'll put some in on this page, since we're doing the video about it. So there's a Professor's Research, little Professor Oak card. We'll stick that there. We got a Pikachu. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'll do it down here on the bottom. Pikachu, no problem. We got a Charmander. These are all sleeved with Ultra Pro penny sleeves. Nice, and this is what I was talking about here on this outer side. You put them in this direction here, there, because that way it keeps it from falling out the side of your binder. All right, so that's that. Love these. And then you just, when you're done, put your little thing there. That way it keeps it nice and closed. Keeps dust from getting in there. But you're very protected when you use that. Now, if you do have a 3-ring binder and you're very careful, you could do that. But I would suggest always don't store your binder like this. Let's see if I can get a better angle of this. Don't store your binders like this, because pages will tend to droop. As you can see, the pages aren't staying straight. They're going to droop. You're going to have more chances of binder dents. I store them like this. So as you can see, all the pages should be nice and clear of those rings, and it just keeps them safer. I want the least amount of chance of my cards getting damaged as possible. That's why I do things. Alright, so now let us talk about how to put cards into Card Slaters. Now, if you're sending cards to PSA, or you just like putting cards in Card Slaters to store them, I wanted to show, we have this beautiful Mike Trout prism. So I'm going to take my Ultra Pro sleeve. I always use new ones, because if you get a little piece of dust inside your sleeve, when you put this in here, you're going to scratch your surface. So use new sleeves. They're only a penny. Oh, and again, you notice how I'm squeezing that, or just sliding it, so that there's no chance of me dinging that corner. As you can see, went in nice and smooth. Boom. This is a beautiful card. I plan on getting this graded. So I take my Card Slater. Now when you send a PSA, they want you to send them in a Card Slater. This is a Card Slater, which is a little thin. It's flexible plastic. Has a little opening here. I just slide it in like this. Kind of push on the side so it opens it up a little bit. And then very carefully position it down in there. And then I go like that, maybe just to get it settled down in there, because you want it down in there a little way, so there's not like a, if your card's at the top, you might have a chance of some dust getting in there, and dust is your enemy when it comes to getting a card grade, because a little piece of dust, like I say, even if you have a piece of dust inside here, that can cause your card to be scratched when you take it out of there. But you take this and then you protect it and you send it to PSA, and hopefully you get a PSA 10. So hopefully this was a fun video for you guys. I'll move Chunky Pikachu over there, Detective Pikachu. Hopefully you guys were able to get something from this. This is kind of, maybe you guys probably already knew this, but there's always requests for videos on how to store cards and that sort of thing. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and happy collecting. And hopefully you can avoid situations like this where you have a beautiful card and you get the dreaded binder dent and end up getting a PSA 6 or 7 on your beautiful card. Alright, later guys.